Yeah, he's not happy in the slightest. So, for those of you who don't know, we've been talking about it for a while. We're talking about Gears of War, the whole series ranked worst to best.
Yeah. So,
and
if you haven't, it's gonna have to be 5.
Yeah, if you haven't played any of these games, I suggest you go back and play them, because we're about to spoil the fuck out of this whole series. Really, it's like, I mean, Gears of War 2 came out in what, 2008? So there's really
something like that.
There's really no excuse. You have 15 years to look it up. Like I'm saying, just save it for later. Save this for later, and then come back to it later.
Basically,
we'll discuss it. I mean, again, it's our opinions. If you disagree, if you think I'm stupid, go ahead, post and sound off in the comments about how criminal I'm placing Gears 2 above Gears 1 and all stuff like that. Okay?
Well, Gears 2, of course, is going to be better than Gears 1.
I mean, being again as an example. I don't. Yeah.
But okay, so from worst to best. 5, 4, Judgment, 1, 2, then 3. That's my ranking right there.
That's it? No, nothing. No. Okay, so is it 3 and 2 or 2 and 3?
2, then 3.
2 and then
worst
3.
to best.
Okay, all right.
The third one's hands down going to be the best.
Okay.
It introduced us to new characters. It introduced us to a plot twist. And one of the, probably the saddest death scene in the entire franchise. It introduced us to new ability, or new weapons,
That's sudden. You're not even going to discuss it or anything,
Well, yeah, hell yeah, I'll discuss it.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So, the fifth one... The fifth and fourth one, hands down, are going to be the worst, because it was just unnecessary. Them having to add in, that the Queen Mira had a granddaughter.
I ain't buying that for a minute.
I ain't buying that for a minute either, bro. What the fuck? And then the trailer to the fifth one, it just shows her holding the fucking Locust medallion.
We're meant to do this forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes you think of like when the Joker and Batman, like we're meant to do this forever,
Mm-hmm.
Me and you, like goddamn, like I thought the Queen was supposed to be dead already. What the fuck is up with that? I mean, that's where the story should have ended.
Yeah.
The story should have ended right then and there
with Mira's death, and that would have been it.
Exactly.
That would have been the end of it. Yeah.
Exactly. Like it was so badass the way she died.
Yeah.
Like, you feel that? That's from Dom and everyone else you killed, you bitch. Oh, straight up, like that's just the perfect ending to an entire franchise.
Yeah.
But then they had to go and make it with the most unnecessary plot twist, the most unnecessary side story. Okay, I did not enjoy seeing Marcus in retirement. He just looks old and all like he lost everything, like we've already seen that in other video game franchises,
Hell, we saw that with Luke Skywalker.
Exactly! We already saw what Disney does with an old beat up, main character turned into a side character. Like, Marcus Phoenix was not meant to be a side character. He just wasn't. He just was not meant to be a side character. And they replaced him with some chick who had no relevance to the main story arc.
Yeah.
Like, she had no relevance to the main story arc. Is she related to Dom? No. Is she related to Marcus Phoenix? No. But apparently she's related to the fucking Queen of the Locusts. Apparently. Even though if you played 4 and 5, that was never 100% confirmed. Whatsoever.
Yeah, that ending led to some speculation, though.
And why the fuck did she have to choose between Dale and
JD.
And JD dying? It was like, you have to choose which boy you're gonna be with. Is
that really what they were going for there?
Basically!
I would pick JD, because JD is technically canon, but, anyway.
Well, JD is technically canon since he's the son of Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah.
See, a character like JD, necessary. You know what I'm saying? Because he is the son of two of the main characters from the main franchise.
Canonically, that makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
It does make sense.
But when they made the whole story about whatever, I don't even remember her name.
Kate.
When they made the story all about her, it was just like, I feel like they were just trying to be a little bit too PC.
I'm not gonna lie though, it was pretty badass to have the whole open world type mechanic and everything, especially with the snow and the desert and all that. Yeah.
I did enjoy that feature, but that's as far as it went with me.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy how they reinvented the Locust again.
You reinvented the Locust, you Goroznian fuck! How dare you?
Okay, I got to admit, when they brought back...
Paddock came back.
When they brought back Paddock, I thought, okay, all right,
badass.
Okay, they brought back the badass Goroznian, okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, though, even though it was short, the campaign's actually kind of badass, though, like...
I breezed through the campaign too easily.
It didn't do it for you, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically, that's the same thing I do with open world games. I go and I beat the story, then I come back and I get everything underneath it, so.
I thought that the third one, the third game, had more challenges.
Okay.
Had a lot more... See, they reinvented the Locust so many times.
Yeah.
The first and second one, it was the same. And then the third one, you find out that the Locust kind of branched off a little bit. Some of them became lambent, and then some of them became savages.
Yeah.
But no matter what, they were still Locust. And then they reinvented them just with a different name. What did they name them this time? The Hive?
The Louis bodies or something. I don't know.
They named them the Hive or something like that. You got this fucking. The Warden. What the fuck is up with that? Like, it was like they were trying. Like, okay, Cantus made sense. Armored Cantus even made sense.
Was even better.
Armored Cantus. That motherfucker. The only way to kill him was with an explosive shot from the torque bow.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only way to kill it. Okay, that was an upgrade for the Cantus. But then you got, characters like the Warden. He has a weapon that's supposed to, that hammer-looking thing. Mm-hmm. What is he, like Thor now?
I don't know.
The Locust version of Thor?
Yeah, I don't have a clue with that, but...
And then they're all, they have to break up, they're in these cocoon shells.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They just tried a little bit too hard
to
make a storyline work that, in my opinion, did not work whatsoever.
Let's get into 4 later, because, that's supposed to be your next one. But my worst, this is a hot take, the first Gears.
Really?
Krill, Berserker, even more Berserker.
But I enjoyed the Berserkers.
I get it. I get that it's been nominated for over 20 some odd awards for a reason, because that's how good of a game it was at the time.
Now, are you talking about original first, or
in the context of 2006? Because 10 years later they put out Ultimate. It's pretty much the same deal,
that's
where you're able to do the whole Brumak fight and everything. Yeah. That's that's the first one. It's pretty badass, but the thing that they're really not really glancing over, but it's kind of like so many other games have come and done a whole lot better, especially with the multiplayer as well.
Yeah.
Gears 3, they perfected it,
Gears 3, they really did. And they perfected it even more by putting in DLC.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, in my opinion, it just doesn't age well.
Made characters from the second one
and by the way,
available.
By the way, fuck trying to beat ROM on hardcore.
What are you talking about? I beat ROM on hardcore?
Damn. I'm gonna let you borrow my Xbox or something, because I need to... I need to unlock General ROM, because...
The key is to stay behind him. Stay behind him. Stay out of his sight.
It seems a bit impossible for me, but like I said, that's my hot take, is that I think Gears of War was the weakest of them.
Damn, see, that's gonna be... I have to disagree with you, because Gears of War brought in Gears of War 2 and 3. There would be no 2 or 3 without that first one.
But you can't play with bots though. That's the other thing too.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Gears, the first Gears takes it.
I do enjoy playing with bots more than online.
Yeah, that's way more fun, especially
the toxicity too.
Gears 3,
online.
exactly. Yeah. Saying my mother has a smooth forehead. How dare they? Spends a lot of time on her knees if you catch my drift. Yeah, but you know, believe me, God.
I just don't like. I just didn't like.
They were doing a ranking of the Call of Duty games, right? Totally Tubular Jonathan. You should go check him out. He's good at the ranking videos and everything. Mm-hmm. But dude, he caught on recording the amount of freaking expletives and slurs and so many things being spewed in his direction.
Oh my God.
I do not miss that part about Call of Duty anyway. But
see, it's always those big time franchise games that have the most toxicity.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially. Oh, you know what's really definitely screwing the game up though is that, you know, now they're doing voice reporting.
Voice recording?
Voice reporting.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a snitch, but like there's a few people that are just like, "Oh, I'm offended because you killed me in a game." Voice reporting, you know, that whole deal. Yeah, it's just, you know.
And you could selectively voice record, huh?
They're cracking down on it. That's why I'm like, dude, I'm not a tattletale, I'm not a snitch, but you know, a lot of people, you know, they have that as a feature now.
So is Call of Duty ever even? So Call of Duty will no longer be available on PlayStation, huh?
Yeah, it's exclusive. I mean, it's all the hardware you bought up to the Activision deal.
Yeah.
You're still available to play it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like the same thing. Like if, like for example, when Crash Bandicoot was sold, you know, when
it was PlayStation.
When Activision, it was originally PlayStation.
Yeah.
I've owned every piece of hardware after.
But now any Crash Bandicoot game that's going to be made like ever since the Activision deal, it's going to be Xbox, huh?
Yeah, it's Xbox exclusive now. Yeah. Good thing I already own those things. I own, you know, all of them pretty much.
But like, what if they come out with newer ones? You know,
if they do, then cool.
Because there's bound to be, you know, newer ones that are going to be coming out now.
I'm not totally.
Deal is.
Yeah, I'm not totally against that. I'm just, you know, the whole thing and the whole game as a live service is really hurting it though.
Yeah.
Because when Crash Team Rumble and everything, you know, everyone, you know, all the. You know, I mean, I don't get the appeal personally, but I mean, if that's a game that you're into, you know, I'm a Crash fan myself. I grew up playing those games religiously. Still to this day, Crash 3 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Crash 3? Isn't that old school?
Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Oh, shit. No.
Is it correct?
Good. No.
Is it like my skills at Fortnite?
Your skills at Fortnite. Bro, let's talk about Fortnite for a little bit.
They just added Rocket Racing and Lego Fortnite.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they did.
A Lego Fortnite?
They're gonna go neck and neck with Roblox.
You know, Bernie's son is into Roblox. I never understood the concept of Roblox.
Me neither, but it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Like, you know what they're also doing too is that with Lego Fortnite, they're competing against Roblox and Minecraft.
Babe, are you calling me? I'll be right back.
Yeah, got it.
I'll be right back.
So Jay says Gears 5. I said Gears of War, the first one, because, you know, without the bots. Look, so with Gears of War, it's like bare bones, right? Unless you're, you know, another player or a co-op buddy, then, you know, you're not really going to find that multiplayer mode too enticing or whatever. That's just me personally. I mean, I think the servers have they been down or have they been consistently going for like 7 years? That's the weird thing. The question I need to ask somebody who's actually played Microsoft games before, like, you know, it's like, do they actually keep their servers open, One Ponders? I mean, I'm not gonna throw something obscure like, oh yeah, AAA, Edwards Del Ring, you know, obviously that's, you know, is that game still active? It's obviously not, but, I mean, I'm just gonna ask them, like, do they ever keep those things going? Like, do they keep the servers and everything open? Because I'm really, God, I'm dating myself, but Saints Row and Saints Row 2, their online multiplayer must have been crazy. Straight nutty. Yeah, I don't think Gears of War has aged very well. I kind of dread going through there because of the Berserker and everything. I got a weak heart as is, ladies and gentlemen. And when I see that freaking, you know, oh my god, that Berserker freaking pisses me off. To be honest with you, I was just like, ugh, again? Yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not a real fan of the Berserkers. The quill itself can die in a hole. I'm just like I said, I'm just glad they never came back, because with the krill, basically, they were like little bats, but like not really bats, and they would freaking would kill anyone who steps into the light or whatever. So I mean, steps out of, like, if you're fighting a battle, right? So say you got like 2 or 3 locusts or whatever, you know, like 2 or 3 enemy grunts or whatever, you know, trying to shoot at you. So you're taking cover and you're protecting yourself, because I mean, obviously if you're taking cover, you're healing. But the light goes out, and the krill, they swarm, and like within 5 seconds you're dead. It is insane. Like I said, I'm glad that, you know, they got rid of the krill when they did. And that was just so annoying too. Freaking, you had to like, so during the krill mission, not really the krill mission, but kind of like, you know, this chapter of the story, you're basically piloting this kind of like an APC, but it barely works, where it only has 2 functions, where you can use it for a turret and driving. You can only do one. You can only man the turret and drive. You can't do both. And in the process of doing that, the krill is taking damage as the APC moves. So you have to kind of prioritize, okay, am I gonna man this turret, or am I gonna drive? 9 times out of 10 I try to drive, because I try to get through it. Like I said, it's just unbearable. You know, it's terrible. In my opinion, it's just terrible. It is aged like milk. I'm kind of glad that stuff's done away. I don't know if it's like early installment weirdness or something, but that definitely happened in Gears of War before, you know, they finally got rid of the krill and everything. That was definitely a lot of fun. Like, not really a lot of fun, but those were not moments that we don't look back on fondly. Okay, so what do we got here? In closing, you know, if you're into Gears and you wanted to know where it all began, start there. If not, you know, go to Ultimate. I understand, you know. That can roughly... Well, I don't know if it could be skipped. I don't think that's fair, because it's, you know, it's its own series, but they're great regardless, so I highly recommend this series. Okay, so I don't want to really work around him, so what I'm going to do is okay. Overall, how is your guys' weekends, and how's that going to happen? Me personally, I'm just catching up on a lot of movies. I rented like 20 of them. It's ridiculous, so it gets overwhelming at times. So it's actually his 3rd pick. That's not bad, like if it's in the middle. But me personally, I'm going to go Gears of War Judgment, and I'll tell you why. I don't mind Gears of War Judgment. I don't at all. There's a lot of people that hate it a lot, and they're just like, oh my god, this should have never been invented. And you know, those opinions, they're valid and they're warranted. But what I'm saying is, I just don't believe it's a terrible game. I think like less than 10 characters in total. You know, you can only, you know, you have the option to unlock a few characters, but you have to survive like extraction or, you know, different types of horde modes in order to unlock those characters, and that's like less than 10. That's like nothing. I love the campaign. I love it a lot. One thing I do like, which is kind of like the risk versus reward system, where basically you have like you do it like with 3 stars. You know, you can do it with up to 1 star. Where it's like, okay, you know, I'll make some challenge or whatever, and then the 3rd one's like, oh yeah, you're under a timer. I like that challenge. And sometimes that can be overwhelming, much to the game's detriment. But as far as people saying like, oh yeah, the campaign's dog spit, and you know, I don't really care for Baird as a protagonist, and I mean, I get that it's a story, but I don't see it. I don't feel it as unwarranted as all the others. So what do I do now here? Gears of War Judgment is fine. Y'all are just hating. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. What if I was one of those guys that's like, oh yeah, Gears of War is just so weak. You know, Gears of War, like Judgment, this game is dog water. This game is ridiculous. It's lame and all this other stuff. By the way, we are not including Gears Tactics or Gears Pop. Yes, I'm one of those people that one of those 2 people that played it. And the game's just ridiculous. No, I think it's like Gears Tactics. I don't think it counts. I mean, it's more like an extension of the story and not necessarily, you know, one of those. So I'm gonna go. Okay. So moving on, I'm gonna go to Gears of War 2. No, should I really discuss that? No. Before I do that, I'm gonna, you know, talk about what's like my favorite character. I mean, I like Marcus. God, I own him as a skin in Fortnite, which is actually kind of interesting because Epic Games, the developers of the Gears of War series, developed Fortnite. Doesn't that kind of take you back a bit? It does to me, at least. Shoot, I mean, check my Facebook, dude. I wore that skin before, and, you know, I've been playing, like, not nonstop, but I highly recommend you guys check out Chapter 5. It's just crazy. Dude, Peter Griffin's in the game? Get out of here with that. Come on. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm happy, you know. I mean, you know, Solid Snake, you know, if you play a Solid Snake, good for you, but, like, I just don't, did I put Gears of War on that? That's silly. See, I already know how this is going to go for my list. My list is pretty much, it's a bit out there, but you got to also factor in that, you know, some of these games are, you know, he believes that, you know, after the reboot, it's not really a good idea. I feel like you kind of back yourself into a corner, though, when you do that, because, I mean, when you try to pick up on such an epic ending, like just, well, I hate to say epic, because, you know, developers, look, I'm just, you know, it's like the Coalition kind of like, I don't think they fumbled the bag, but they kind of wrote themselves into a corner, where not only did they kill off Oscar Diaz, we'll talk more about Gears 4 later, but they not only did that, but they also wrote themselves into a corner. It's kind of that same issue, like in Insomniac Games when Ratchet and Clank 2, did I ever get into Going Commando? I'm going to get into that later. But Angela Cross, that might be the biggest fumble in gaming history, really. Well, it's because, you know, didn't really give her anything to do. So, you know, because they kind of like just wrote themselves into a wall with that one. So, same deal where, okay, now they killed off one or if not two of the most interesting protagonists. I feel like if you talk about Kate and you talk about Dell, I think it was his name. Was his name Dale or Dell? I think it was Dell. And Dell and, you know, Kate had this great chemistry. I picked JD as well because, you know, it's canon, but not really, though. They wrote themselves into a corner because it's like, okay, like we just killed off a character and then here's JD, you know, being well, not really being a dick, but, you know, I would elaborate further if I ever get to play that on live or, you know, live stream or whatever, the campaigns and stuff. But then you got JD, who a lot of people is very divisive, like either they like JD or they hate JD. I don't mind JD. I'm not bothered by him. Gears of War 4 is definitely going to be interesting because I know Jay listed that as not the worst, but one of the worst. And I guess he'll elaborate that further when he gets here. What's my history with Gears of War? I played it back in like 2006, way back when, because Justin Koch, rest in peace, had an Xbox 360 with an intercooler fan. That's how you know how old I am, how old we are, you know. Technology is fantastic, but it takes us some time before we actually, you know, we have to admit that there were some faults, there were mistakes that were made. So he always asked me to be a co-op partner. I always agreed to it. Played through the story, and it was, you know, it was fantastic. So it was a great ride, great experience for me personally. And obviously, I would go on to later buy those games because, I mean, why not? You know, they're fantastic games. So I had played an Xbox before, but I never really like played a 360, which was definitely a game changer for me. If you're talking about console wars and who won, like during the 2005 to 2010, so to speak, yeah, 360 definitely wins that. Of course, you got the Wii and you got the PlayStation 3. I own the PlayStation 3 actually because Well, not really because. It's more so like, I didn't own it because I begged for it, but it was like, gosh, it was, how much was it? Like $600 right out the gate. Yeah, couldn't afford that, so. The Wii's great if you're, you know, if you're into motion controls and everything. It's definitely a good pick. It's definitely a good, you know, good party starter. Not really a party starter, but kind of like more like, you know, when you play bowling or you go golf or, you know, even freaking do tennis or something. Wii Sports is fine. But I feel like those games are kind of like timeless. You know, the games, not the games themselves, like, you know, just the activities themselves are timeless because, you know, you can always go back and play it, you know, and it's just, you know, you can play it over and over and over again or whatever. A lot of games like bowling, they go pretty fast. Baseball games, that's a whole different ball game. Sorry, I didn't mean to. But it's fine for what it is. But if it hits like a silver medal, then, you know, as far as like, you know, which console was more successful? I think PlayStation 3 would have came in dead last just because they had a really hard time figuring out how to, you know, really manufacture a game in that climate with different software engines and everything. I mean, yeah, with the 360 you got like the gray and browns and stuff like that, but well, you know, nothing on that console itself is really pretty, you know, when you look at it. For example, now we're talking about Gears of War. A lot of grays and browns. Well, it's because, you know, that's really just like the color scheme, really. You know, it was rough, dude. We had it rough back in our day. Here I am talking like, back in my day. I'm not one of those guys. Relax, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not one of the types of guys to put, you know, with a projector and a permanent marker to, you know, necessarily, you know, draw pictures of an ice hockey game or whatever. But, God, Jesus Christ. I'm not one of those types, but let's just say I'm grateful for history. But if I was to go back and play those games, I don't think they've aged very well. Major, huge exception to that rule would probably be Crash. Did I say Spyro? I almost said Spyro. Oh my god. I would have got flamed in the comments and been like, damn you, Larry, you deserve to die because you like polygons over. Stop. Just please stop. Just stop, please. Well, since Jay's, you know, looking to come back eventually, I'm gonna.
Sorry about that, bud.
Got it.
Trying to see what I wanted to talk to me and Bernadine.
Okay.
We're in the clear. I thought I was being evicted.
Gosh, I don't think so. Especially during the holidays, that would be messed up.
That happened last year. Can I talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, before we get into your next picks, I mean, yeah, we're gonna get into.
Yeah, so
yeah, go ahead.
Never ever rent from these people named
don't give out their names.
Don't give out the names? Okay, yeah, well, they run a couple of independent living facilities in San Diego County. Hella fucking corrupt. Hella corrupt, okay? They didn't allow me to sign any formal contract or anything. They rented me and my wife a place out on 41st Street in San Diego. They rented us out a studio home and lied about the whole deal, the contract, who the property belonged to, all that shit. And so me and my wife one day found ourselves just completely evicted, unnecessarily and unlawfully, around literally less than a week before Christmas. Who does that? Who does that? Who evicts somebody right by the holidays? Okay. So during the holidays, me and my wife, we were homeless. We struggled.
Who's your wife?
You. This is my beautiful wife right here. Say hi. Say hi to the people.
Where's Larry?
Larry's going to be right back. Say hi to the people.
No.
Yeah, we were homeless during Christmas last year. Nobody. You could probably move that on that side.
Oh, can you grab that for me?
What happened? Oh. So yeah, it's good to know that we're not gonna be homeless this Christmas.
Well, we weren't even going to be homeless. Look at that.
I have no clue, to be honest. It's been like that for like the last couple of days. Larry, come back.
Who's sitting here?
Nobody.
You want to go to KFC?
KFC? You know what, people? We might end up going to KFC right now. So, how are we gonna do it? We're gonna schedule it.
Give me a cigarette though.
You know, Larry's mom might be down to take us.
Where's she at?
We have to wait for them to get back.
Nah, let's go. We'll leave now.
Okay,
I wouldn't be
call
waiting.
them. Call them
Give
and
me a
schedule it.
cigarette. I don't have enough to buy it for everyone.
Oh, true, huh?
KFC is expensive.
You guys want light or something?
Yeah. You coming back out?
Yeah, of course I am. Where are we at now? We're at a...
We were doing the listing. Baby, call the car and get that set
I want
up.
a cigarette.
Oh, here.
Sheesh.
She said that like
They
she
made
said
me
that like
nervous.
5 times.
They made me nervous. Fuck. I was like,
Of course
oh
you
no.
did.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna be evicted, but they gave us another chance.
I know they had paper in their hand, and I was like, "Is that the?"
No, that was mail.
No, I
That
didn't
was
know
mail.
that.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
mail.
Yeah,
I
that was
thought it
alarming
was a
too. It's
30-day
like
notice.
I had to clench my sphincter a bit.
Yeah, because you realize that if we're evicted, that means new roommates for you guys, and that could also mean crappier roommates than than us.
I would pay top dollar just to keep everyone out. I don't care. I was like, so you're paying for bed 1, 2, 3? I don't care. I just know. Dan could stay. Dan could stay. Outside of that, I mean, God.
Right.
So I did not want to do that. I was sitting there, my whole sphincter clenched the entire time. Oh my God, dude.
I just need to be more careful.
That's
with
nerve-wracking.
this. I just need to be more careful.
Or you could just like walk up the hill or something.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way to avoid that.
People
I know, that's what I'm saying. I need
have been
to.
talking to them.
I need to,
So you need to go over there if you're gonna smoke, and it's obvious when you're coughing.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't stupid. It's obvious.
Well,
They
I
said the
cough
other
too,
roommates
but I
have
don't.
been talking.
I cough too, but that's mainly because of the weather.
Yeah.
I know, I
I
have
got,
a cold.
I
With
got weather
him?
allergies. Yeah.
I have a cold.
Be like, I just came to apologize. just spread the plague.
Let's
Just spread the
go.
plague or
Spread
If
something.
you go to KFC, you could get high over there.
Oh jeez,
Bye,
why?
Bob.
Popeyes or KFC?
What do you want?
I feel like let's just go to Popeyes.
Okay. You want something, Larry?
Yeah, I can go with you guys if you want.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go to Popeyes.
Are we really gonna put a stop to the show or something?
Yeah, we'll continue it later.
Should
Well,
I
how
put
long is left?
like 25 minutes? We'll wrap this.
wait?
We'll make this quick though. Yeah, we'll do it
Yeah.
in like 5 or 10 minutes or
Yeah.
something.
Wrap it up.
I hate
with
to
a little
speed. I hate
bow.
to speed this up, but we're gonna do.
With a
Okay,
little
so
bow.
your pick is 4.
For the next one, worst, Gears of War 4, yeah.
Gears 4. Is it JD?
Excuse me.
I was like,
It's the whole story.
yeah, the whole tower defense thing.
Oh!
I said everything this guy needed to say.
Oh!
Dude,
Is that the Hulk juice? Do you become the Hulk with that juice?
No, not really.
He's drinking the Hulk's
Zero,
piss.
I
zero
would
sugar.
become the Hulk.
Zero sugar.
He's drinking the urine of the Hulk to
Zero
become
sugar.
the Hulk.
Hulk piss.
Now with 0 sugar.
Yeah, zero sugar. Yeah.
Now sold with 0 sugar.
Gears 4, I hit the nail on the head with that one, huh? Mine was definitely Judgment. Judgment was definitely the weaker of.
Really?
Yeah, really,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go change.
I thought Judgment was interesting.
I like the risk and reward system of it all. Where it's like you get more out of it.
I actually liked how Baird got his own, plot.
Yeah.
His own story.
Well, I think every character got a little bit of their own story. In
Yeah.
a way, yeah.
In Gears of War 3, you got to see a little bit of Coltrane's woo! Or how does he do it?
We'll get to it later, like I said, but that's, Judgment is one of the ones I put. That was a hot take. Me, for like the middle, kind of like where it's kind of like mad, like a C or a D at best. I put Gears 2.
I feel like they should have done a Carmine story.
They probably would.
Carmine story,
They
bro.
probably do like the first 2 hours of DLC or whatever. Be like,
fucking,
oh yeah,
fucking the reason why Clay Carmine wears a helmet.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I put Gears 2 in the middle, and that's just for me because it's
good thing I wear a helmet. dude
Gears
is always
2.
about bacon.
I hate that Gears 2 for one reason and one reason only.
Why?
The snowy mountains and the falling ice thing and the...
Oh my god, the hailstorm!
Yeah.
I did not like the hailstorm.
Yeah.
That made up like a whole hour of the game.
Yeah, where it's like anything could kill you now. All of a sudden.
Basically,
They took away the krill and then they made it even worse by putting hail and
hailstorm, man.
Hailstorm, yeah.
And then the way that they run, the way that they're built to run is it's slow at times,
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like in Saints Row the Third, where as you're going up the stairs or whatever, they're coming down with you and it's going all slow and shit. I was like, what the hell is that all about? Yeah.
Sometimes even the AIs will get in your way.
The hailstorms and then the whole.
What I do not like is when I'm running through the hailstorm, right, to get out to shelter.
Yeah.
And then one of the AIs, one of the AI characters.
Oh yeah,
will
Dom.
get in your way.
It's Dom.
Yeah, they'll get in your way. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Get out of my way.
Dom. Yeah, Dom would do that all the
slowing me down and shit.
God, especially Gears with the berserkers and everything.
Okay, in my opinion,
and
the
then Dom is aggro. And then you basically got to start that all over again. I was like, fuck, come on, Dominic. Seriously? Yeah, it's...
My fucking tomatoes!
Yeah, I know.
You got it between Dom and his tomatoes.
Yeah, I know.
He's a gardener now. Come on, man.
So if something that's like C or B when we're moving on, we're trying to wrap this up so we can all go out to eat or whatever. So for me, it was Gears 4. Outside of the whole tower defense, I actually kind of I'm sorry, I'm in the minority here saying that I actually enjoyed that story.
I just didn't like how they added machines.
I just hate the whole tower defense thing or whatever, where it's like, oh yeah, well now you got to do that and do this. It's like, set down your fortifications and everything. So, I don't know. I enjoyed Gears 4, but that's just me. We're going top 2. Your silver medal's Gears 2.
Silver medal, Gears 2. A very emotional death. Not as emotional as Dom's death, but come on. The death of Maria has to. I mean, this was literally somebody who spent 1 and 2 looking for the love of his life.
Trying to be so loud. Remember they said that you're loud.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I mean, the fact that he had to put Maria down.
Yeah, he's basically lobotomized. Yeah.
Let's go.
So yeah, Gears 2.
Right.
That would definitely be. We're doing a number 1 picks. We can all agree. 3, 2, 1, 3. Yeah, 3. Exactly.
3, definitely.
I'll pick 3, I guess. Yeah.
And that's our Gears rank of worst to best. Do you agree or disagree with our list? Sound off in the comments. Arcade mode saying sayonara.